My name is Stewart Beck. I'm the President and CEO of the Asia Pacific Foundation of Canada. So this last year we've been really spending a lot of time on building Asia competence in Canada. And that means really traveling across the country, meeting with different private sector and public sector organizations to convince them that Asia is where Canada's future is important. It's really about a pivot to Asia. The other thing is we really want to build the Asia competence into the educational system in Canada. So this year we launched our Asia modules for the grade 10 through grade 12 curriculum in British Columbia. And also we have our Asia Connect program, which is really getting young Canadian post-secondary students into Asia on 4 to 6 month co-op terms. Well, one of the important roles that the foundation plays is really a catalyst in bringing people together to talk about Asia and the important elements in the relationships that Canada has, whether it's with China as a country or Asia as a region. So we had meetings this year, a couple of critical ones, I would say. One was the John MacArthur Fellowship, which is recognizing our first chair, who did a marvelous job. And John is a well-known Canadian business educator, Dean Emeritus at the Harvard Business School. And the fellowship in his honor, the first fellow, inaugural fellow, was Fareed Zakaria, the well-known foreign policy commentator who has his own program on CNN, as well as a columnist for a number of newspapers. Fareed talked to a group at Rotman School of Business, 500 students plus others from the interstate community in Toronto, about Canada's place in the world after the election of President Trump and what impact that would have for Canada, particularly in Asia. This year we had our second Asia Business Leaders Advisory Council meeting where we had 12 CEOs from Asia together with 13 CEOs from Canada. It followed on the conversation that we had last year around innovation and the importance of what Canada can do in this space in the Asia Pacific region. This year's focus really was on key performance indicators, what we can do, what are our measurable results, what impact the foundation and the council can have on policy issues in Canada, how we can support those, and how we can better engage at the federal government, provincial government, and the private sector level in Asia. The third event I'd like to talk about is the Asia Leader Speaker Series. This is a series that's held in Toronto where we bring prominent speakers from the Asian business community to Canada to, again, inform Canadians about what's going on in a particular market or a country. One of the fundamental activities of the foundation is applied research. There are many friends in the academic community that do other types of research, but we do research that we believe will have value and application to the Canadian business and other communities that are interested in what's going on in Asia. I'd like to highlight 3 areas of research that we did this year. One, again, is our polling, which we're known across the country for. We did 2 polls over the course of the year. One, a national opinion poll, where we polled Canadian attitudes towards Asia. And the second was a poll specific to Canadian attitudes towards China after the inauguration of President Trump this year. Interesting to see that Canadian attitudes towards free trade in particular have increased substantially since 2014. In 2014, 36% of Canadians believe Canada should enter into a free trade agreement with China, and now it's 54%. So there's a significant difference in terms of what the importance that China is now going to play for Canada from a trade perspective. Another area of research that we concluded this year was the China Research Partnership. Now, this isn't research in the traditional sense. What it is a collaboration between 6 institutions across Canada doing research on China, including ourselves. This is an online aggregation of expertise on China and includes a list of experts on China, as well as all the research done by the various institutions. The third area I'd like to discuss is our investment monitor. This is a compilation of information we brought together on Asian investment in Canada over a number of years. So this is, again, an online tool that people can access, and this was done with a number of partners, and we believe that this data will be very useful for those looking at where the investment flows are coming from and where they are going to from Canada into Asia.